Om Vishnuvadaya Krishna Vistaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Puchaline Nirvasisha Shunya Hari Pashtatadishatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityahananda Shri Advaita Katadha Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, welcome to our Brhat Bhagavatamrta gathering. Hare Krishna. And Hare Krishna. So specifically, if we can remember, last week we left off quite a dramatic part of Krishna's pastimes, very emotive, very emotional. This is when Akura, he's come to take Krishna to Mathura. And much to the shock, horror, and disbelief of all the residents of Braj. Yeah. Specifically, obviously, the gopis and Mother Yasoda. I think we're joining it where we left off, where Krishna had got on a chariot, but then seeing the pleading eyes of the gopis and their disposition, Krishna felt obliged and controlled to go and meet with the gopis for some parting words of consolation, if that's possible. So then Akura's looking for Krishna. Where has he gone? Yeah. And then he sees or he understands that Krishna is in a forest clearing and he's meeting and speaking with the gopis. I think he expanded himself and he's speaking with each gopi. And now he's speaking to Bhagavan, and he's going to persuade, he's going to touch Krishna's heart in order for him to be more decisive and coming to Mathura in spite of the love of the gopis and the residents of Vrindavan. He speaks about the plight of Vasudeva, etc., and Devaki, and his other family or other devotees stroke family who are being ill-treated by Kamsa. So his presence is very much needed in Mathura. So Akura is speaking like that in order to convince Krishna to be more determined to get back on the chariot and make their way towards Mathura. All right. So that's where we left off, and that's where we're joining it this week. And here we are. You should be able to see, hopefully. Okay. All right. So Mother Mongol, you can go ahead and read. And
thank you. 280?
Yeah, go for 280. Yeah.
Text 200. Boy, I can hear myself. Lord Balaram, Krishna's older brother, the divine son of Rohini and Vasudeva, then went with his uncle Akrura to search for Krishna. By certain signs, he was able to locate the grove. Commentary: Lord Krishna, Balaram is also called Vasudeva because he is a son of Vasudeva by another wife. Akrura used Lord Balaram's inability to tolerate Vasudeva's suffering as leverage to secure Balaram's help in finding Krishna. Once Balaram agreed to bring Krishna back, it was easy to spot Krishna's footprints and follow them to the place where Krishna and the gopis had gone. Finding Krishna surrounded by the gopis, Balaram stood at a distance, but Akrura, in a tearful voice, spoke out so that Krishna would hear those words. Text 208.
Oh, he's crying, He's really sincere and heartfelt. So a tearful voice. That is what will attract Krishna. A tearful pleading for his grace and mercy. Yeah. Carry on.
Srimad Akrura say, evil Kamsa unceasingly harassed your old parents. Sword held high, he is ready to kill them. Surely you should not neglect them. Your devotees, so burdened by fear, by sorrow, by pain. Commentary. Akrura is trying to impress upon Krishna that Krishna should not neglect the plight of his helpless elderly parents. There is every chance because they cannot see their son, and pained by Kamsa's slander of Krishna, and there is time today. Even if Kamsa does not murder them, they in distress could kill them.
Well, so it's quite serious, you know. Akura's not making things up here. This is the actual situation. Yeah. He's not just trying to dramatize things. It is a serious situation for his parents, yeah, under the evil Kamsa. So he's saying it with all sincerity. So Krishna's stuck between two. What does he do? Does he stay in Vraj, or does he go to Mathura?
Text 283. Then Yadavas have no shelter but you, all in great distress, their eyes fixed upon the path for my return. They are burdened in a fire of lamentation. They all live in terror of Kamsa, and so also do the demigods, brahmanas, and other exalted persons. Don't deprive them of hope. Commentary. Vasudeva and Devaki are not the only ones suffering with no hope of relief but Krishna. So too are all members of the Yadus clan. Related to him both by family ties and by devotion, they look only to him for their salvation. They are already in great anxiety because Akrura has not yet returned to Mathura with Krishna. And if Akrura returns with him, they are Maharta, greatly distressed, and Sokotopa, burning by sorrow. Now on the top deaths, they should not be Hatasha, deprived of their last. And some prince, yet other depending on Krishna to save them from Kamsa's terror, including demigods like Indra, learned brahmanas like Garga, and all the cows and Vaishnavas. Kamsa, then subduer of demigods, always brags
Hold on,
about.
Uncle. Could
Yeah,
I just can you just pause for a minute? I've got one important phone call that I need just
yeah,
to quickly
yeah,
answer. I told him to ring back at 7 because I don't
yeah,
want
yeah,
to miss what's being read. So just hold on one.
yeah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Ram.
Hare Ram. Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Okay,
Hare.
back.
Hare Krishna.
Sorry about that.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
Text 280. Kamsa, the subduer of demigods, always brags about the strength of his own arms. He has no regard for anyone. He is constantly worshipped by demons like himself, some impotent, some very powerful, and by the rulers of men. Commentary. When Krishna fails to respond, Akrura tries to change Krishna's mood from compassion to anger. In the beginning of Akrura's statement, he refers to Kamsa merely as he, Shah. In other words, so numerous and so abominable are Kamsa's bad qualities that his name is not to be mentioned. His many demons friend in Mathura help increase his influence, and they share his arrogance and other bad qualities. Powerful demoniac rules of other kingdom like Bana and Bauma also support him. Tough one. Yeah?
Sorry about that. I got that phone call again. Now I've done with, okay, Hare Krishna.
Then
So,
Yadavas have no other but you.
which text we on now?
283.
Okay, go on.
No, 286, sorry. I'm
Okay.
waiting for the page changed.
All right, so my attention is back with you 100%. Okay, go ahead.
Sri Sarupa said, Akrura, having said this, took blades of grass between his teeth and cried plaintively again and again. Then that person named Unkrul, who had a most brutal duty to perform, offered his obeisances to all the women of Raj, one by one. Commentary. When Krishna still didn't leave the grove, Akrura, knowing Krishna to be controlled by his dearest devotees, appealed to the gopis. He approached them with all the humility he could muster. This wasn't easy because despite Akrura's name, taking Krishna to Mathura was the cruelest things anyone could do to them. 286. Shriman Akrura say, don't be death for the descendant of the Yadus dynasty and for all the people of the world. Please have mercy on them. Dear goddess, Krishna's wretched parents are imprisoned by Kamsa. Please help rescue them. Everyone was afraid of Kamsa, including the cowherds of Raj. Were Krishna not to come soon to Mathura, the lives of many innocent persons would be a risk. And the first to be killed might be Vasudev and Devaki. Therefore, the gopis should be merciful by consenting to Krishna's departure and giving their blessing for an auspicious journey. 287.
Yeah, it's considered to be it's considered to be inauspicious when there's tears before the beginning of a journey. Yeah.
Mm.
So, but also perhaps we can understand it is good reason, isn't it? A good reason why Krishna should go to Mathura. It's only reasonable. At least, well, the gopis might not agree with me. But considering he's going to come back, he will promise to come back. So surely, yeah, but their love is so intense. Mother Yasoda eventually reluctantly agrees to it, but the gopis never agree to it. And even they forcibly try to stop him being taken to Mathura. So their attachment, their love is so intense that they cannot hear. Yeah, it could be a fact that Kamsa could kill his elderly parents. Yeah, and the rest of the Yadu dynasty. He's like like a what do you call it? A he's like a despot, and their lives. But the gopis, they can't hear it. But Akura, this is how he's feeling. Akura's not just doing it to, get one up on the gopis. He really understands and feels Krishna has to come to Mathura. Absolutely has to. Otherwise, lives are going to be in danger. So he's pleading with the gopis to, allow it. Anyway, let's see how this unfolds. And would anyone else like to read from 287?
Yes, I can read.
Yeah, here you see, I'm just here the gopis really, as they start blaspheming Akura like anything. He's just trying to do good. But as far as they're concerned, he's trying to do bad. Go ahead.
The divine gopis said, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
The divine gopis said, you great cheat, you speaker of falsehoods, you follower of Kamsa, how can those you speak of be Krishna's parents. These two boys are the sons of Nanda and Jashoda. Don't murder Gokul. Do not become a killer of women. Commentary. Why do the gopis call son a Falak Muni, a great cheat and liar? Because he is a follower of Kamsa. The gopis' statement that Vasudev and Devaki cannot be Krishna's parents is correct in the sense that Vasudeva and Devaki are really his unalloyed devotees acting as his parents, roles they accept only for his service. By telling Akrura not to kill the people of Gokul, and especially not to become a killer of women, the gopis mean to say that his immediate concern should not be over Vasudeva and Devaki. The threat of their being killed lies in the future, and enough time remains for measures to prevent such a tragedy. The threat, however, that Akrur will become the direct cause of the deaths of the inhabitants of Gokul, including the cows and women, is imminent. Akrur should therefore think twice before committing these terrible sins.
Okay, so it seems like the gopis are, from this commentary, they're accepting the need for Krishna to be there, but not right now. Perhaps there's some diplomacy, perhaps there's some politics, perhaps something can be arranged, something that could be happen, that their safety can be assured. So he doesn't have to come now. So this is, so they have some sense of the danger of the residents of Mathura. Go on.
Text 288, Sri Swarupa said, when Krishna heard of the wicked Kamsa's deeds, when he heard of the miseries he himself had caused his own relatives, and when he saw that Balram agreed with Akrura, he apologized to the gopis, and showing anger and sadness, he left the grove. Commentary. The anger Krishna felt was directed solely at Kamsa, and the sorrow he felt was for his faultless devotees. He interpreted his elder brother's silence as a sign that Lord Balram accepted Akrur's proposal to take them to Madhupuri. Text 289. Akrur was overjoyed. With Balram's permission, he quickly left the grove and ran to bring the chariot. Text 290. When the gopis understood that Krishna was about to leave for the city, they fixed their eyes on his lotus face. In dread of the imminent fire of separation, they cried and spoke to Krishna, falling at his lotus feet. Commentary. For the gopis to address Krishna so boldly in public might have appeared audacious, but they were afraid of burning up in the fire of separation. And besides, the gopis are not the only devotees who sometimes frankly express their agony to Krishna in the presence of others. For example, in Srimad Bhagavatam 10:23-29, we hear from the wives of the Vedic Brahmanas, O Almighty One, please do not speak such cruel words. Rather, you should fulfill your promise that you always reciprocate with your devotees in kind. Now that we have attained your lotus feet, we simply wish to remain here in the forest so we may carry upon our heads the garlands of tulsi leaves. You may neglectfully kick away with your lotus feet. We are ready to give up all material relationships.
Yeah, so just a point here is that the gopis' attachment, love, and affection for Krishna is kept hidden from the elders. Although there's lots of rumors, but generally it's a forbidden love. It's a forbidden affection that the gopis hide by speaking indirectly when they're speaking about Krishna in a type of language that only they can understand when they're speaking about Krishna. So this is the first time that they've actually exhibiting their love and attachment to Krishna in public. Yeah. So that's it's the first time is being known, is being spoken of. So that's why Sanatana Goswami is kind of bringing this out. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, text 291. The divine gopis said, "O Master, we cannot live even a moment without you. We have no other shelter. Do not abandon us, your maid servants. O Lord, take us with you wherever you go." 292. For the sake of you, the forests have become our homes and our homes forests. Our enemies, our friends, and our friends' enemies. Poison, sweet nectar, and nectar, poison. Without you, we will die. Commentary. The gopis are sure that if Krishna refuses to accept their prayer, they will very soon die. After all, didn't Krishna turn their lives upside down? The forests were their homes because in the forest they enjoyed Krishna's company, and in their homes were like an empty wilderness because Krishna wasn't there. Their rivals for Krishna's affection were actually friends because with the help of those friends, they were able to meet Krishna. And by preventing the gopis from going to Krishna, their husbands and children acted as enemies. In fact, the gopis' love for Krishna was so potent that it even transformed poisonous substances into the most palatable nectar. And for the gopis, eager to die in the torment of separation, poison became attractive. Nectarian things like moonlight, sandalwood paste, and nice food were like poison for the gopis because the gratification afforded by such things impeded their association with Krishna. And when they were suffering separation from him, their so-called pleasure became unbearable. Sri Narad has already explained to Gop Kumar why pure love for Krishna affected the gopis in such strange ways.
Okay, so this is, we've heard about many devotees throughout this Brhat Bhagavatamrta in all different planetary systems. We had Prahlad. Who else who did we speak about? So many devotees, can't remember them all now. Prahlad, Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma. Who else?
Hanuman, Pandava.
Pandava, Laksh, isn't it? All the residents of Kunta, but the emotions here, none of them have this type of intense emotions here. Even to the point of, as we know, is unmada, madness and delirium. So here, this is the gopis' intense attachment and love for Krishna, and they're speaking like this, Okay.
Okay, text 293. How could we not die a slow death if we could no longer see anywhere your beautiful smiling face, your all attractive lotus feet, and your chest adorned with all splendor? Commentary. When Krishna was getting ready to leave for the Mathura, he suggested to the gopis, "I'm going to Mathura to satisfy my well-wishers there, who have no goal in life but me. Until I return, you can keep yourselves happy by hearing, chanting, and remembering my glories." This is the gopis' answer. If for any length of time the gopis cannot see Krishna's face anywhere, kuto api, either in his home or in the forest, they will surely die. Krishna might also try to excuse himself by saying that if because of him his friends in Mathura remain unhappy, his reputation will be ruined. But with kuto api, construed as for whatever reason, the gopi would respond, "We do not care what reason you have. If you leave us, we will die a slow death."
Okay, so the gopis are not interested in hearing Bhagavad Gita. They are, if you want feeling a separation from Krishna, meditate on waters being the taste of Krishna, the moonlight, the sunlight is the strength of the strong. they will not be, they don't want to hear that. They won't be enough, they want to see, was it Kotopi? They want to see Krishna's smiling face. No philosophy, please. We want you, Krishna. Don't you philosophize. Yeah, I'm in everyone's heart. They're not. Interesting. That's what we mentioned before. That's what bewildered Uddhava. We tried to pacify the gopis in this way with Gyan. All right, this is Gyan. Gyan is not enough. And so Gyan has its limits. It only goes so far. It can only go so far. No. Okay.
Okay. Text 294. When you go off to the Vrindavan forest with your friends, eager to enjoy your cowherd pastimes, we manage to pass our days only with difficulty by holding on to the hope that in the evening you will certainly return. Commentary: only for at the best a few hours can the gopis tolerate the pain they feel from Krishna's absence. If ever an evening were to pass without his coming home from the forest, their lives would be finished. Text 295. But if you go so far away on the order of the wicked Kamsa to the city and the company of his friends, how shall we be able to live? Thinking of the pain you will suffer away from home and of what might happen to you, we'll be distraught with all sorts of worries. Commentary: Krishna might assert that in the big city, he will be able to take care of himself with the same power he showed when he subdued Kaliya. But still, he is bound to feel homesick. The gopis cannot bear to think of Krishna suffering in any way.
Yeah, this is an interesting point. I mean, the gopis are not feeling for their satisfaction. Yeah, this highlights that the gopis understand how Krishna will feel being away from Vrindavan. So that's why it seems that this is why they're feeling suffering, because they understand Krishna's going to be suffering away from Vrindavan and away from Radharani. So that, as I said, even the thoughts of Krishna stepping on a blade of or stepping on the ground might injure his feet. It causes them great pain. Yeah. They say, please put your lotus, even their breasts are too hard. So they're feeling, they envision Krishna's suffering, and that's causing them suffering. Yeah, that's quite. Go on, yeah.
Yeah, text 296.
Any other comments, and please feel free, or edition 2, otherwise 296.
We cannot imagine how much trouble you will have to endure to kill Kamsa and his followers, nor how long it will take to wipe out the miseries of people of Mathura, nor can we be sure you will remember us. Commentary: Krishna might argue that because his dear cows, his young friends, and his father will accompany him to Mathura, he will not become too homesick. So here the gopis give other reasons for their distress, conceding that to kill Kamsa and many other demons would be mere play for Krishna. The desires of all his devotees in Mathura will take a long time to satisfy. Then if Krishna were to insist that because of remembering his dear girlfriends, he could not stay away very long, the gopis would answer, no, we are not so confident you will even remember us. Text 297. Sri Sarupa said, thus the gopis uttered many pitiful laments, which made all who were present cry till their minds were lost. Commentary:
everyone's gathered there, not just the gopis. Well, is it the gopis in this place? But it says everyone.
No, it was only gopis. And then Balaram and
perhaps you're right.
Came.
I said all the birds were there. Go on, usually, all beings.
All living beings reacted in this way to the gopis' complaints.
Yeah, all the birds and all the wildlife, all the trees.
Oh.
Go on.
298. The Supreme Lord somehow steeling himself, wiping the tears from his own eyes and from the eyes of the gopis, he spoke with a voice choked with feelings.
It's nice. So he's wiping his own eyes and he's wiping the tears of the gopis, probably with his chadar, you know.
Yeah.
He's going to speak now. And he's very emotional. So he's going to speak. Go on.
Text 299. The personality of Godhead said, "My enemy Kansa is certainly weak. With no effort, I shall dispose of him. Consider me practically returned to you already. My dear friends, please don't create misfortune by crying." Yeah, you said if to cry when somebody's going is inauspicious.
So, for instance, when Krishna would leave Dwarka, then the queens would hide their tears. Yeah, because it's considered inauspicious. Apparently, yeah.
Okay. Sri Sarupa said, then everyone hurried to that spot. Nanda and other cowherds, and Rohini and Yashoda, and all others, even the animals.
Okay.
Commentary. Everyone came to where Krishna had been hiding with the gopis, including all the members of Nanda Maharaj's household, his priests, his servants, his maidservants, and the cows, buffaloes, and other village animals. Text 301. Lord Hari and his elder brother, mounted on the chariot, which Akrura had quickly brought. With great effort, Krishna withdrew his gaze from the gopis. Text 202. Seeing the gopis sobbing, fainting, falling to the ground, overwhelmed, and covered with the dust, Yashoda also cried pitifully. Text 303. Though Nanda Maharaj was also miserable within, with great effort he consoled Yashoda, showing seemingly expertise in taking care of the business at hand. Commentary. Here the word eva, as if, indicates that even though Nanda seemed to be consoling his wife very competently, he couldn't actually get very far. Text 304. Sri Nanda said, don't think that I'm going to that city happily, or could ever accept Krishna to be someone else's son, or leave him there for any reason and come home alone, or lose my wits and allow him to stay there for long. Commentary. It is hardly for sightseeing that Nanda is eager to take Krishna to Mathura. Though Mathura is a home of intimate friends like Vasudev and maybe a great city, the real reason Nanda was going is that Krishna ordered him, and this is hardly a cause for delight. Mathura may be the home of the Yadus, but as long as it is ruled by Kamsa, it will be a disagreeable place to visit. Akrura's assertion that Krishna is a son of Vasudev is lie. As far as Nanda is concerned, Krishna could never transfer his affection to anyone else. Even if Vasudev and the Yadus were to try and keep Krishna in Mathura by force, Nanda would never return to Vrindavan without him.
Haribol.
And even if Krishna, after killing Kansa, were to be crowned king and want to stay in Mathura to enjoy the kingdom, Nanda would never allow that to happen.
And we know what happened, isn't it? Krishna stays in Mathura. So you can try and envision Nanda Maharaj's mood in coming back to Vrindavan without Krishna. And when the residents of Vrindavan get to see Nanda Maharaj without Krishna. Yeah. I think it's described, some of you might know who go on Rajmando Parakam, but there's a place where Nanda Maharaj is so ashamed and so distraught that he doesn't actually enter back into Vrindavan without Krishna. he cannot bear it and he stays somewhere outside. It's called a certain name for that place where he stays. Does anyone know that? Anyone know the details of that?
No.
Yeah, yeah. You can imagine how the state he is in when he comes back without Krishna. Anyone else like to read some verses here?
I can read if nobody else wants to read
Go ahead.
first.
Yes, I can also read as well.
Okay, go, Lavanga.
Go ahead, Mabnubanga.
Shall I read? Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, what text? 305? Sorry, 305?
Yes, real fast.
Oh, okay, thanks. I doubt whether we or any of the Rajvasis could live for a moment without your son. So you can take it for granted that as soon as we free Sri Devaki and Vasudev, I will very quickly come back with Krishna. Sri Swarup said, thus assured again and again by Nanda's solemn vows, Mother Yashoda became peaceful, more or less. She then made a great effort to console the gopis. Text 307. She tried hard to calm them in various ways and induce them to get up off the ground. Then the cowherd men mounted their carts and Akrura started driving the chariot. Commentary. Yashoda sprinkled water on the gopis and somehow brought them to their senses. Akrura was anxious to go. The women of Raj, 308, 309. The women of Raj couldn't tolerate even slightly being separated from Krishna. As they watched him depart, they cried, alas, alas. Their face dried up, their steps faltered, and they sobbed pitifully in great anguish, and with long drawn out cries, their voices choking in their throats. They ran behind the chariot, their laments filling all directions.
Okay, so
Text 300.
I think they jump in front of it as well. It's come out now. So,
I think I didn't do the last one, 310. Yeah, there. Some of them held onto the chariot, others forcefully fell beneath its wheels. Some fainted, and still others couldn't even go forward. Text 311. The cows, bulls, calves, deer, all the animals stood around the chariot, bellowing, their faces drenched with tears. Commentary. Even wolves and jackals approached the chariot to join the chorus of lamenting animals. Text 312. Frantic birds flew here and there above Krishna, making a commotion, and suddenly the leaves of the plants dried up.
how devastation is happening. Because
Yeah.
now it's actually moving. Now it's actually happening. That which they was dreading and they couldn't imagine. Now the chariot's moving forward. So it's like pinnacle of their devotional ecstasy, separation from Krishna. Even jackals, which are normally quite shy animals, no? They keep out the way. But then they're coming out. They're joining. Go on, carry on.
Text 313. Stones and mighty trees fell from the tall mountains. The rivers shrank and flowed upstream, leaving their creatures high and dry. Commentary. Govardhan and other mountains threw down large stones and trees. In some places, the rivers dried up, stranding their flowers and vegetation on the land, and in other places, the rivers began to flow upstream. Text 314. Seeing his most beloved devotees in such a state churned Krishna's heart with pain and sorrow. Nothing he could do could stop their wailing, and from his own eyes he had to wipe a flood of tears. 315. The elder Vrishni Akrura, fearing that Krishna might jump down from the chariot and go off again somewhere, supported the Lord from behind as if affectionately concerned that the Lord might faint and fall down. Commentary. Akrura had practical intelligence acquired from many years of service to the Vrishni rulers. Now that he was finally on the way to Mathura with Krishna, he did everything in his power to assure that nothing would go wrong. He made a show of holding Krishna to protect him from falling, but the fact was that he wanted to prevent Krishna from again running off.
Hmm.
Text 316. Noticing that Krishna was indeed about to faint, Akrura took permission from Balaram, Nanda, and the others, cracked his whip, and vigorously made the chariot's horses set out.
Okay, now he's making them gallop now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Text 317. He quickly drove the chariot away, swerving to avoid the animals and the cowherd women who had fallen here and there. Text 318. As the gopis looked on, crying wailfully like kurari birds, Akrura drove off with Krishna like an eagle carrying a piece of flesh. And 319. He drove the horses so swiftly that no one could tell where he went. Commentary. The horses were well trained, faithful followers of Kamsa. Text 320. All the cowherd men headed by Nanda mounted their own carts, yoked to large bulls, and quickly followed Akrura.
Right. Oh yeah, because it's not. It says that Nanda Maharaj is going. Some cowherd men are going as well. So not just one chariot. They're all few
321. Akrura brought Krishna to Lord Brahma's lake, offered him many kinds of prayers, and counseled him with a continuous flow of logical arguments, in this way restoring him to an almost normal state. Commentary. Akrura hoped that, being by Brahma Radha, better known as Akrura Tirtha, would remind Krishna of how Krishna had given the cowherds a vision of Vaikuntha, and that memory might further remind Krishna of one of the purposes for which he had descended to the earth, to kill Kamsa.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I heard my spiritual master was speaking on this. That at this point, it's Vasudeva Krishna who goes on to Mathura. Krishna doesn't go. Quite deep. But Krishna, at this point, it's only Vasudeva Krishna that goes onward from this point, because Krishna never takes a step out of Vrindavan. You know, we've heard that many times. So I just heard that recently. You heard that, Mother Chandravali? I saw you nodding your head.
Yeah. From the chariot, they go down to have Akura Ghat. I don't know whether you know that. Akura Ghat. So there they go down for a bathe, and Akura can see them bathing, and he comes back to the chariot, and he can see them on the chariot as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's where they swim around Krishna and Balaram.
Yeah. Okay. Is this the Kuragat they're at now? It says Brahma's Lake. This is
It's
the
Akura.
Brahmahrata. Yeah. It's known as the Kuragat now, I guess, because this is where Kura stopped.
Yeah.
But it seemed like that they made it out of the village. So
Yeah.
see. So meanwhile, back at the village, what is the scene? How he's gone. Okay. That's fine. Okay, go on.
Yeah.
A few more verses.
322. How the people of Raj then suffered is too painful to hear. Alas, alas, telling of this topic shatters even lightning bolts. I have said enough. Commentary. Those who hear about the misery the Vrajvasis underwent after Krishna left them will endure the same misery. Therefore, in the company of those unprepared to suffer, this topic is best left undiscussed. Text 323. Sri Parikshit said, Sarupa, having said this, his voice full of grief, loudly wept, Dear mother. And overwhelmed by the ecstasy of pure love, he fainted.
There is descriptions of this. My Guru Maharaj, by compiling the books of the Acharyas, he speaks about this scene when Krishna had gone and the scene that was left. As we can imagine, they was watching the chariot till the flag gradually disappeared. Then they're watching the dust. Then the dust disappeared, and they're all standing there, stunned silence, you know. And then gradually they faint away. Then gradually they get taken back. Anyway, it's quite. I can't imagine. I can't remember all the details, but here Sarupa is cutting it short here because it's quite a dramatic scene, a very emotional scene. But there is descriptions of this. If you want to read more, you can read in the Krishna Sangati if you have that. read this part, and Maharaj kind of speaks more about the details of Vrindavan when Krishna had immediately left. All right, if you want to read more about it. Okay, Mother Chandraval, you like to read some?
Can I read? Oh, sorry.
Okay, whoever.
Yeah, go ahead, Anupma. Read. No.
No, you please read.
No. Anupma, carry on.
Are you sure?
Yep. I'm always talking. Carry on.
Okay. Text 324. The excellent but shaken brahmanas of Mathura cried for a moment, and then by trying this way and that, he brought Sarupa back to normal. Sarupa then continued to speak. Sri Sarupa said, Krishna went to Madhupuri, where he pleased all his residents. He killed Kamsa and his followers and delivered his own parents. Commentary. To avoid the risk of again losing control of himself, Sri Sarupa changed the subject. When Krishna first entered Mathura, he blessed many of its residents, including a tailor and a garland maker.
Okay, we're all familiar with this. It's really beautifully described by Prabhupada in the Krishna book. And Krishna enters Mathura. Go on. And he blessed many of its residents, the garland maker, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who did he kill? He killed someone who was...
I think the
Taylor.
The washerman, yeah.
Washerman.
Shocked that
Yeah.
Krishna was asking if he could have Kamsa's clothes. And it's quite funny because he killed Krishna. No, so excuse me. Krishna killed the washerman. And then Krishna and Balaram, the cowherd boys, they all dressed up in Kamsa's clothes, making turbans of his top. They using Kamsa's clothes to tie into turbans on their heads. So they make, completely fearless, completely no fear. So Kamsa's a very powerful demon. One of the most powerful, one of the most strongest, one of the most powerful demons. But the cowherd boys are just having a great, they're having a great laughter. You can imagine them. They're joking when they're putting on Kamsa's clothes.
That's potentially taking Kamsa's karma away if you wear somebody else's clothes,
Yes.
That's nice. Purifying.
Yeah. So there you go. I didn't know that. So next time we go to a secondhand clothes shop.
Gopala Champu, it says a lot these pastimes.
Gopal Champu, yeah, that's another place where you can read expansions and more details of the pastimes. Gopal Champu. That's by Jiva Goswami, isn't it? Is that right, Madhu?
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice.
I was just thinking how Kamsa is a great demon, and Krishna and his friends are not at all scared of him. So if we turn it around, we can just say, Krishna is so powerful, so great. Why can't we also just depend in any situation on him that he will look after us?
Yeah. Sometimes we may have some fears of uncertainty about the situation. But if we're really good point. If we really understand who we have befriended and who we are devoting our life to, then we might have some confidence in his protection of his devotees, as exhibited here by Krishna's cowherd boyfriends,
Then we shouldn't be afraid at all. We shouldn't be afraid at all. All the fear should go away. Whoever offends you or whatever they do, there's no problem.
But yeah, the only fear we should have is of forgetting Krishna.
Yeah.
We should be fearful of that. As a Prahlad Maharaj prays like that, I have no fear for material existence, for wherever I are, I'm always thinking of your unlimited, glorious pastimes. But therefore, I have no fear being in this material world. But another incident where the cowherd boys specifically, which even bemused Krishna, is when they fearlessly dance into the mouths of what's the snake demon called?
Kalya.
Agasur.
Agasura, yeah. Agasura.
They danced playfully into the mouth of this Agashura. So Krishna was taken aback because they knew, if anything did happen there, the boys were speaking amongst themselves. Some of them were a bit concerned about the smell of intestines, the fishy smell. They had confidence. Oh, okay, well, whatever. Krishna will protect us. All right. Shri must. Yeah, I'm just thinking as well. We have to be a case. We have to, we can't be unintelligent about that as well. It's not as if we walk across the road blindfolded and don't worry, Krishna will protect me. Then Krishna, we shouldn't be silly about that. We should be intelligent about the way that Krishna protects us. Okay.
We don't go to play with that lion and the tiger thinking it's a kitty cat.
Yeah. If we go into a safari park and get out the car thinking, don't worry, Krishna will protect me, then we might have an interesting experience. All right. Go on, carry on. 3, 2. Let me change it.
Yeah. He installed Ugrasena, Kamsa's father, as king, brought the Yadavas back from all directions, and consoled the people of the city. Text 3 to 7, 3 to 8. The Yadus, who had no goal in life but Krishna, had suffered greatly and were terrified of the kings favored by Kamsa. Out of the concern for those Yadus, the Lord, always compassionate to his devotees, stayed with them with his elder brother, and to comfort his devotees in Gokul, he sent back Nanda and the other cowherd men. Commentary. Krishna is Bhakta Vatsala. He feels obliged to take care of anyone who takes exclusive shelter of him. Because Kamsa halted the Yadus, Kamsa hated the Yadus. They suffered terrible persecution under his rule. Now Kamsa was dead, but Jarasandha and other powerful friends of Kamsa were still alive and could attack Mathura at any moment. Text 329. Father, the Lord said, first you should quickly go home with the cowherds before any of Gokula's residents die in our absence. Commentary. Krishna cleverly argued that if Nanda Maharaj were to return home, the Vrajavasis might be pacified enough to at least stay alive. Text 330. I will soon arrange for the happiness of those well-wishers of yours in Mathura, whose hearts are so distressed. Then I will come back to Vraj. Commentary. Nanda should have no doubt that Krishna will return home as soon as possible, because Krishna's heart always stays in Vraj. Text 331. Sri Nanda said, before I came here, I declared to the Vrajvasis that I could never believe that you are someone else's son, nor ever believe that you could abandon such friends as them and live elsewhere. Text 332. Sorry, turning the page.
You okay? Text 3.
Sorry, yeah. Therefore, please save us. Don't ever, for any reasons, send us away from you. Whatever you might go by your sweet will. Oh, there may be also go with you. The Brajavasis and your mother still live and breathe only because I give them hope. If I was to turn so hard-hearted as to go back without you, oh Father, surely they would die on the spot. Commentary. All the people of Raj trusted Nanda when he gave his word that he would not come back without Krishna. To violate the word would be to sentence them all to death. Desperate to change Krishna's mind, Nanda tries to reawaken Krishna's family sentiments and the memory of his poor mother, and curiously reverses roles with Krishna by calling him father. Text 334. Sridhama said, when you display your glories by grazing the cows in the pastures, dear Lord, and you are hidden behind trees or creepers for but a moment. We cannot bear to live. How then can we possibly stay without you for a long time? Sarupa said. As the Lord heard those complaints from his devotees, he stood in silence. Then Vasudeva, the son of Sursena, spoke up, afraid that the Lord might decide to go to Vraj. Vasudeva said, Brother Nanda, surely your son and his elder brother can be happy in all respects only by living there in Vraj. They will suffer nothing but distress anywhere else. Text 337. But now is the time for them to be initiated. They should go as brahmacharis to another place to study, and afterwards they can return to Vraj. Commentary. As the Dharma Shastras prescribe, sons of Vaishyas at the age of 11 should undergo the Upnana Sanskara, acceptance of the sacred thread by initiation. Balaram and Krishna, Vasudeva suggests they are not exceptions. They too should be sent to the Gurukula of a learned Brahmana to study the Vedas. They should stay neither in Mathura nor at home in Vrindavan with their parents. But until the Upnayana ceremony is arranged, Balaram and Krishna can safely stay with Vasudeva while they finish their business in Mathura.
Yeah, so they've got more work to do. They've got more demons to kill, and they have to go to Gurukul.
I just want to say
Yeah.
something. This word Vasudev, this is what I learned. We without a line at the top of the A is Vasudev, which is Krishna's father. With the line, it's Vasudev, which is Krishna.
Okay, yeah, I always get them mixed up. So Vasudeva is
This is Vasudev.
Krishna's
This is
father.
Vasudev.
All right, so
And
keep in mind, so
just so we just correct. So this is what I learned.
yeah, I've also heard that as well, but I often forget it. So Vasudeva, so with the line above the A, it's Krishna.
It's Krishna.
So it's pronounced Vasudeva, exaggerating the prolonged
And
pronunciation. Vasudeva, Krishna's father. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that. So what's the time? I got this phone call at 7, but we've got 2 minutes.
Shall I carry on then?
Yeah, why not?
Text 328. Sri Sarupa said, when Nanda saw that Krishna disagreed with his words and agreed with those of Vasudeva, Nanda departed, crying in distress. Commentary. Only because Nanda was confident Krishna couldn't stay away from home without his father was Nanda willing to leave. Surely Krishna would decide at the last minute to come back with him to Braj.
Okay.
Text 3.9. Lord Krishna, along with the princes of the Yadava dynasty, followed Nanda, the king of the cowherds. The cowherd men, one after another, embraced Krishna by the neck, and Krishna cried profusely, and so did they. Text 340. Vasudeva and the other Yadavas, all astute, saw that Krishna was overwrought, wanting to go, and with many arguments, they coaxed him back. Commentary. It seemed that Nanda was right. Krishna wanted to go home with him, but the Yadavas implored Krishna not to go, arguing that he was needed in Mathura to save them from great catastrophes, not least of which was the threat of invasion by Jarasandha, and they persisted in putting forward their reasons until Krishna agreed to stay. Text 341. Obeying Krishna's desire, Nanda and the other cowherd men went back to Vraj. And when the Vrajvasis heard that he had arrived, they all came out to greet him, full of joy. Commentary. Only because Krishna asked the cowherds to return did they take the unimaginable step of going home without him. Krishna's desire was the only force that could move them to do such a thing. Even the carts were down the road by their own force, without being driven by Krishna's desire. The devotees that had stayed in Vraj also lived only according to Krishna's desire. Naturally, then, they assumed that Krishna was with Nanda, and they greeted Nanda joyfully.
Okay, just read this last verse here. So here it is. Nanda Maharaj has come back. They obviously presume Krishna's there, but he's not. Gone.
Text 342. Nanda, however, overcome with sorrow and shame, covered his face with his cloth and went home. There he lay on the ground and cried, supremely miserable. Commentary. Bereft of Krishna, Nanda had good reason to feel sorrowful, and having broken his promise not to return without Krishna, good reason to feel ashamed.
Okay. So let's pause there. I don't know, for those who are present for yesterday's Bhagavad Gita reading, and we didn't comment on it much, but the last sentence of the purport we read, Prabhupada says, no one can be fully happy in this world. Nor can anyone be fully miserable. That's an interesting statement. That means real misery is experienced only in relationship with Krishna. So here, it just reminded me of that statement by Prabhupada. Yeah, he felt supremely miserable in feelings of separation from Krishna. So that can only be experienced in the spiritual realm. Okay, but it's a blissful misery, if we can understand that. All right, let's stop there. Thank you, everyone, for giving us an opportunity to hear and read this Brhat Bhagavatamrta, and we'll carry on with this another emotional scene of Krishna coming back, of Nanda Maharaj coming back, and Krishna not being on the chariot. Okay, thank you, everyone. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Mahaprabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhu eva